is Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. Welcome to another episode of Step 1. I'm Freddie Wilson. Got a great show for you today. My good friend, Eli Hearn, is returning to the show to help us do our Super Bowl preview. All right, let's ride. All right, before we start the show, there is something serious and sad that I do want to discuss. This week, America lost a true legend. Country singer Toby Keith passed away after a battle with stomach cancer. I'm a big fan of Toby Keith. He's got incredibly patriotic country songs, and I think America really wants to honor him. For the Super Bowl, instead of singing the national anthem, we should just sing Toby Keith's iconic song, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. There is no better way to honor Toby Keith, or America, really, than to do that. So let's make that happen. But rest in peace, Toby Keith. Gone too soon. All right, so normally, this is where I recap what happened in football or basketball, but honestly, not a lot happened this week. Football's over, basically, and the NBA trade deadline, which is normally an exciting time, it's been quiet. A lot of the big trades already happened earlier in the season, which we did discuss on the show, so not a lot's going on. The only real news this week is Taylor Swift's dropping a new album, April 19th. We will be doing a review on the show when that album comes out, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. But for now, not much sports-related news to discuss. I will say, I know football is not technically over, but last Sunday, did find myself really missing football. It's not only my favorite thing to watch, it's very much the foundation of this podcast. Don't get me wrong, we will talk about other sports. Come March, we're going to do a full March Madness preview. And of course, we will be discussing the NBA and NHL playoffs every week. And I got some other ideas for fun segments. They're in the works, but we'll be introducing them in the next couple of weeks now that football is over. And we just want to keep the sparks flying. But for now, let's get to the interview with my good friend, Eli Hearn. Okay, today we welcome on a very special guest, a reoccurring guest, I should mention, my good friend, Eli Hearn. Eli, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here once again. Feel honored to be a recurring guest. Are there
Yeah,
a
it's an
lot of
elite group.
us? Is it?
It's an elite group. We've had 3-time guests now.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna announce it today. I actually do have an idea for all the people who've been guests on the show multiple times. I might give you a T-shirt if you're a 5-time guest.
wow. All right.
I haven't made the T-shirt yet. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but there might be a custom Step 1 T-shirt.
Something to strive for.
Something to strive for. Yes. All
Um,
right. It's Super Bowl week. Before we preview the game, I do have to ask, what's it like knowing that the Patriots are probably not going to make the Super Bowl for like the next 20 years?
no, we don't know that. It's a new era.
The new era?
Um, there's hope. Yeah, I think it's a new era. We got a players coach, a guy that kind of came up with a new generation.
They called him Mini Belichick.
Sure, but I mean, he still played. He played recently within the last 10 years. He obviously was in Belichick's system and such, but I mean, I think he was a player. He understands it a bit more, and I think this generation, the guys that are in college now and will be on your team soon, if a guy has a player as well as a guy that is a Super Bowl winner, has a bit more credence to what he says and that he's been there kind of recently where I feel like Bill was losing guys on the way out a little bit and not his way of working wasn't necessarily the greatest match to this new generation of player.
I guess so. I don't
So
know.
that's good. I
Who,
mean,
who we
be
thinking? Who
interesting
you
to
want
see.
in a draft? I have to ask.
I've seen a lot of reports. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've seen that the Commanders getting Cliff Kingsbury, that they're going to try and trade up for Caleb Williams. I don't know where that leaves the Bears and where it leaves us. If Marvin Harrison will still get to 3, but I'm pretty firm on Marvin
You're
Harrison.
not going quarterback?
I don't, I'm not a big fan of the UNC quarterback history with Drake May, and that could just be because of Mitchell Trubisky. But I'd rather get surefire wide receiver 1, which I feel like we've been lacking, and Marvin Harrison, NFL ready, and then try and get someone like Jaden Daniels in the back end or something.
Jaden Daniels is like projected to be like a top 5 pick.
Is he top 5 now?
I think I've seen mock drafts. Again, you never know with the draft, but
Yeah.
I've seen him in top five, but again, you never know with the draft. You never know
Yeah.
like what's gonna happen in the draft. You never know what's gonna pan out with the draft.
Yeah, I mean,
I
exactly.
said some very terrible things about the Packers drafting Jordan Love, and you know what?
There you go.
I've I've changed my tune a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Things are
Yeah.
different.
He's solid. I don't know. I would like it to not be Mac Jones starting season week 1 for the New England Patriots next year, but I don't know if I'll tell you what I don't want. I don't want Bo Nix. I
You
don't
don't
want
want
Spencer.
Bo?
And I don't want Spencer Rattler.
Come on,
Those
Bo will make
two,
the Patriots
those are
so
my
much
two
better.
concessions. If that happens on draft night, you can repost this clip, and I will be extremely upset. And I mean
Bo's
that's
gonna make the Patriots better. I'm telling you.
yeah, with his 28-year-old
He's not
4 years.
28. He's like 22.
No, he's not.
Okay, he's
Check that out.
23, 24. I don't know.
Okay. How old is Lamar Jackson? Like 21, I think.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, sure, but again, Bo Nix got experience.
There you go. That's the trade-off.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a
Yeah, I don't
winner.
want them, but we'll see. I mean, it's a new era. It'll be interesting to see what our strategy is looking like, how we try and build. Definitely have some pieces to build off of, but just need a receiver, need an overhaul. And I don't all that to say, are we winning the Super Bowl next year? Don't think so. Are we winning it in 3 years? Maybe, don't know. 5, I feel like is our window.
The Patriots will be back in 5 years. Then it'll be like the
So
good
I
old
think by
days.
2020, by 2030,
By 2030. All right.
I don't know if we'll win the Super Bowl. I
But you'll
think we'll
be
make an AFC
relevant.
championship. Yeah, we'll be relevant again, like because that's when I mean maybe not 5. If depends what we do this year. If we go QB, our window is 4 years, 5 years. So we'll see. I
If you
mean
draft
that rookie
another Tom
contract
Brady, you never know.
or another Brock Purdy,
Another Brock Purdy. All
perhaps.
right.
I mean,
It's a good segue into the Super
segueing
Bowl.
right into it.
Good
That's
segue.
the Brock Purdy magic. I mean, he's on his second year. It's a rookie contract that allows you to build around him. And we're
Yeah.
seeing how much the Niners reap the benefit of that.
Still hate that every like middle of the season every year, the Niners right of a deadline just get the exact guy they need and give up nothing for it.
Yeah,
Look at Christian McCaffrey, great player. Like give up absolutely nothing for it. I know at the time it made sense for the Panthers, but like
yeah.
they gave up nothing.
And yeah, they gave up nothing for the best player in the NFL. And I get the idea is that you're going to keep Brian Burns and build around him a bit more, but and your defense with JC Horn too is a potential. But I mean, they gave up Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore at the deadline with
DJ Moore
obviously
was DJ Moore was the draft.
true, but I mean, it's still part of the rebuild. Sorry, not at the deadline, you're right. But it's part of the rebuild for the future. And he's giving up your by far your two best skill guys, which any team would be lucky to have. I mean, especially Christian McCaffrey. Health injuries aside, he's the best player in the NFL, in my opinion. Um, Arguably, I mean, the best skill position
Yeah.
with Patrick Mahomes on the other side, who's probably the best player still. But
All right. So how are you feeling about the Super? First of all, do you do anything fun for the Super Bowl every year? Like what do you got going on?
I'm not sure. Last year, just a bunch of friends and I stuffed into a New York City apartment, and everyone brought a dish, and we just ate our weight in food and watched
Drink some beer, I imagine.
one or two beverages. This year I'm not really sure. I mean, might just I'm planning low key. Have nothing too crazy, and I think I don't have too strong of ties to the game. I don't really. I won't be sad if either team wins. I mean, I think I want the Niners to win, but if the Chiefs win, it's not the end of the world. I mean, they're good. You got to respect greatness, and that's what we're seeing in Mahomes. But yeah,
All right. Well, I go full out for the Super Bowl. Also, my
say
roommate's a
what are you doing?
diehard Niners fan, so there's that.
Gotcha.
So we got a stake in the game. We
Yeah.
got Jello shots. We got beer. We got mac and cheese. We're getting wings. We go full out. It's my favorite day of the year.
That's very
And
fair.
then I spend the next Monday crying because football's over.
That's true. I mean, last Sunday you got the experience, or I guess yesterday,
Yeah,
the
it
experience of
was
what it's
rough.
going to be like without football again. But it was also a beautiful day. Got outside, touched some grass.
A
So I
beautiful
mean,
day in
that
New York City. It was raining in Oregon.
was it. Yeah, that was the perk of no football. I played some bocce in the park.
Fun.
Got some tossed some stones. Um, but yeah, it was good. But it's definitely, I mean, before you know it, March Madness will be here, and then baseball season's up and running again. But first, we got the big game at
We got
least.
the big game.
Yeah,
So yeah, we have to. I have to root for the Niners this year because my roommate will murder me if I root for the Chiefs.
that's very fair. I mean, I think most of America wants the Niners to win.
I would
Uh,
say so. People are sick of the Chiefs winning.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like the Patriots. That's what I'm realizing that this is kind of like what's
It was
happening
different
now.
with the Patriots though,
That's
because
fair. It's more,
Boston fans were very, very cocky.
that's fair. That's fair. I guess it's a bigger sports town, but I mean, in terms of success, it's like what Mahomes been in the AFC Championship the last 6 years. Like every year he's been in the league, pretty much. Um, I mean, it's the modern great. I mean, Mahomes has more playoff wins than like Peyton Manning, like Drew Brees. He's approaching like Brady, Montana, Elway already. He's
We
like I
still
think
got like
he's
10 years left in the
I
tank.
think
That's
he's
the
like
crazy part.
13 and 3 or something like that. And I think Tom's leading the NFL history leader with 16 or something.
So
Don't quote
Mahomes
me
will
on
pass
that,
that in
but
like 2 years.
yeah, it's insane. He's exactly like you said. He's still got at least 5+ years of his peak. Like it's insane. Um, but yeah, so we'll see.
I think it's gonna be a fun game. I don't know. Like it's always the game where like I watch it, but then I don't always remember the game. Not
Yeah,
because I'm too drunk. It's just I don't know. Just kind of then it hits me. Football's over.
it's a blur. I mean, last like even the Eagles game, all I really remember is the last play with the penalty call. But I mean, that's all it takes is one play, and that's
It's a
kind of
questionable call at
the
best.
redeeming play. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the refs decided the game. You never want to see that. And, I mean, they haven't been the best in these playoffs. But at the same time, it's part of the game, and what are you gonna do?
They get the best refs for the Super Bowl though. Usually,
Sure, sure, yeah.
they
No,
really try hard.
they have a good committee usually, but it's tough. I mean, one call can change a game.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be not as high scoring game as I would like.
Yeah,
Because again, just how good the defenses on both teams are playing.
yeah. I think the Niners definitely showed some holes last week, and I mean, there's definitely an opportunity for Chiefs to get Pacheco going on the ground because the Niners don't play from behind that often as a defense, especially. And so they got a little bit of taste of that, but at the same time, I think Mahomes is a little bit different than Goff, and like some of those fourth downs are questionable from the lines, and I don't think that Andy Reid's going to make those same mistakes.
Well, he's not Dan Campbell.
Exactly. I mean, he's aggressive, but he's not Dan Campbell aggressive.
I love Dan Campbell's aggressive style. I hate the Lions, but I love Dan Campbell.
Gotta respect that he went to the grave with it.
I mean, he just everything about Dan Campbell fascinates me.
Yeah. He's
He's
definitely a football guy.
he embodies the city of Detroit. He wants the team to be like Detroit,
Yeah.
and
No, you gotta respect it.
it
But
bothers
wasn't
me that
even
they're in the same division as the Packers.
that's fair. I mean, I would have rooted for the Lions times a billion. Like I would have actually cared a lot about this game if it
If it
was the
was the
Lions
Lions,
Chiefs. Yeah.
it would have been cool to see a team that's never won win. Like
Yeah.
you don't get that very often these days.
No, exactly. I mean, baseball is pretty much the only sport that you really get that in anymore.
Yeah, we haven't. Did we get? Oh, yeah, the Rangers. They hadn't
Yeah.
won anything, so yeah, we
Rangers
do
have
get that
won.
sometimes.
And I think there's still like 5 teams that have never won a World Series in MLB
I wish I
versus
could.
I
I
don't know
wish
how
I could
many
say
there are.
all five of those teams, but I don't know all five of them.
Only reason I know that is I saw a thing today or yesterday that's like each player, highest earning player on each World Series team. and I think it was like the Rays, the Rockies, a few other. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I watched the 30 for 30 about the '04 Red Sox yesterday. It's brought back good memories.
Always a good watch.
Always a good watch. It was a time
Yeah,
to be alive. Too bad I was 6 and all the games were past my bedtime.
I don't remember the '04 one really. I remember a few, like some of the playoff games.
I remember it
Um,
happening. I just didn't get to watch any of it.
yeah, I remember the Yankees series, not really the Cardinals games too much. And then I remember '07.
Oh, I remember 07, 13, of course,
Yeah, yeah,
18, of course.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
it's
just
unfortunate.
it's a time to be alive.
That's why you can't be too upset about the Patriots. Like the Celtics are doing their thing. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Don't
You
forget
know,
the Bruins.
Bruins are good. I'm
They're
not a
gonna
big hockey guy. I'm
they're gonna
not.
kill us. They're gonna
Yeah, I mean,
destroy us again.
every year. I'm not a massive hockey guy, but I did watch some All-Star festivities, which were awesome. The NHL All-Star game was awesome.
I don't know. Last year I went all in on the Bruins for the playoffs. I'm like, they're gonna be good. I'm gonna get into this. And
Yeah,
then I'm like, oh, this team that I kept on hearing was like the best team and no one was gonna stop them.
didn't
Why aren't
turn.
they winning games?
That's fair. Did you watch any Pro Bowl coverage? Any of the
I
skills?
I did not. Doesn't
I
do
didn't
it for
either.
me.
No, I've seen
Not
some
the
clips,
same.
but it's not the
Not
same.
the,
But I'll
it's just
watch. I'll watch the NBA this weekend. It's always fun.
like the All-Star stuff. That's this next
This
weekend, right?
this week. Oh, next weekend. You're right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
every Super Bowl
after
weekend.
the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah.
Sabrina versus Steph 3-point contest.
Who you got?
Oh, Sabrina, all the way. I went to Oregon. You think I'm ever gonna root against
Yeah,
Sabrina?
that's fair. Forgot that she went to Oregon.
Yeah, it was a time to be alive.
Yeah,
It,
no,
it, it
she's awesome.
Probably some of my favorite Oregon games were those women's basketball games in like the 2020 season.
Yeah,
Well, because like the team
yeah. I
was
guess.
good with her, and we were playing like a lot of top 10, lot top five matchups
Yeah,
because like the Pac-12 was just really good that year, and we were just destroying teams. We beat Team USA as well.
really.
Like Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, all those people came into Oregon for an exhibition where they usually just blow these teams out. And we freaking beat them.
That's pretty crazy.
It never happens, and it was glorious.
I never saw that. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was pretty cool. Yeah, they do like 3 or 4 games against college teams every year, and I'm like,
Nice.
oh, I guess I'm gonna have to go watch Sue Bird, and we're probably not gonna win, and we did.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so that was cool. Uh, but yeah, so game's gonna start off slow, in my opinion, the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if neither team scores in the first quarter.
interesting. 0 points.
Maybe like a field goal, but I don't. We'll see a touchdown until the second quarter,
Uh-huh. Interesting.
and then I think it's just going to come down to like who gets the ball last. I really do.
You think Purdy can keep up with Mahomes?
I think. Well, I think it's going to be a low enough scoring game where I think Purdy can do it because the defense is going to be playing so well.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be like a close game just because the Chiefs' defense is great. Niners' defense is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Chiefs defense has been getting better and better. I mean, usually in the Super Bowl defense wins. And, like
Yeah.
so much time to prepare for these offenses
Mhm.
that the defense really the play on just I mean you're watching so much film, you're completely dialed in that just historically defense the better defense will win.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the total is set at, but I
I
can't
know
imagine.
Niners are favored,
Yeah. Niners are like -2.5 or something.
but
Um,
the other team has Patrick Mahomes, so there's that.
that's very, very true. Um, yeah, I mean it'll definitely be a good game at least.
Yeah. Like it's a game I'm excited for.
Yeah.
And the Usher concert will probably be underwhelming.
Forgot that it's Usher. Post Malone is singing America the Beautiful to start it off,
Oh,
so
he'll ace it.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, the halftime show will be interesting.
I mean,
And I mean of course the commercials will be good.
yeah, but that's why half the people watch the game is the commercials.
That is true.
I
I
just want to
mean,
see one that really, really like causes a stir. I want to see a real controversial commercial.
yeah, I mean, I bet there's always one.
There's always
Um,
one or two. The Clint Eastwood one,
Yeah.
priceless.
Yeah. I mean they've started to drop them a little bit and drop some teasers. So that'll be good. Doritos usually shows up to play. Um, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean I'm excited for the game. I think it's two very good offenses. It's just the Chiefs will always find a way. And that's
That's been the story
really
of this season. They like weren't sup-
surprised.
they weren't that good, or at least to their standards. They were still a good team.
Yeah. No, not at all. And then they turned up. I mean, they just slipped right through.
They rode Travis Kelsey. They rode Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She gonna, have you? What's your opinion? Do you think she'll make it?
She's gonna make it for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
She'll make it. But the real
She
question
probably
is,
will.
do you think Travis is gonna propose if they win?
I mean, it would be awesome if he did.
You think that I mean there's a non-zero chance.
I mean, it's not out of a realm of possibility, but also the new album's coming out April 19th. We're just shamelessly plugging it. Really excited for it.
It's fair.
You know, there's no football on yesterday. I'm feeling down of it. I'm like, we're getting a new one.
Are
It's
you a
happening.
Swiftie?
I'm very excited.
Are you a Swiftie?
Oh, you know I am. We're a pro Taylor Swift podcast.
That's fair.
We had a whole episode on Taylor Swift conspiracy theories.
I bet there are a bunch of them. I
Oh my
mean,
God, there are more than I realized. I had my friend who's like an expert on these things, and I had no idea.
an expert on Taylor Swift or on conspiracy
Just,
theories.
well, both, but mostly Taylor Swift conspiracy theories. And I'm just like, all right, tell me like stuff I don't know about. And like, people go down a rabbit hole on these things.
What's your favorite one?
So actually, my favorite one, and I saved it for the show to tell her this because I wanted to see her reaction, was when they were trying to break down this whole Travis Kelsey Taylor Swift thing before it got really out of hand.
Yeah.
My favorite was the guy, some newscaster was like, she's just doing this to promote her upcoming album, 1999 Taylor's version. The theme of that album is red. What color do the Chiefs wear? Red. The girl has an album literally called Red.
I was gonna say.
So I don't think the theme of 1989 is red.
Gotcha.
Just the take, considering she literally has an album that's called Red with a song in it that is called Red.
Right. That is very fair.
So that's my favorite because that's just a guy who clearly did do his research, really trying to weigh in.
Doesn't know T Swift like that.
I mean, it's not, you don't even have to know it that well to piece it together.
Yeah. No, that's very true. That's
Like,
not a good one.
all you gotta do is look at her discography and say, oh, she has an album called Red. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I bet there's some juicy conspiracies out there.
Oh, it's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Like the whole like how there it's like a government thing
Yeah.
because
It's
Travis
Biden.
Kelsey promotes Pfizer.
She's gonna
We're a pro Pfizer podcast, by the way. I want to make that very clear.
you're over Moderna and J&J.
I believe I got the Pfizer vax.
So you're a pro Pfizer.
I mean, it's just the one they happen to have at the Lane County, Oregon vaccination clinic that I went to.
That's fair, but you trusted it, so
I
it's
mean,
enough.
time to be alive.
Yeah, so pro Pfizer, pro T Swift. So it sounds like you might be the government plant, actually.
I mean, I might be. It is weird that like my two favorite things in the world, Taylor Swift and football, did combine.
That's fair.
They're
And Pfizer,
and Pfizer, yeah.
your three favorite things.
It was kind of weird, like being in this like unique position where like I happen to be a fan of both things, and the two groups usually do not mix.
Do you think, I mean, I also don't mind Taylor Swift. I don't love her, but I don't have any feelings about her. But I think they showed her a lot when she was at
It
games.
was excessive, I admit, at first. It they got dialed down to now it's only when like Travis does something, usually a
Correct.
touchdown, which I think is appropriate. Like you can
There
show
there will
her.
be a lot of well, they don't show anybody. They don't show most of the time. They don't show someone's wife every time they
Yeah, but
do and make
this
a
is
catch for
different.
15 yards.
This is a little different. During the Peacock exclusive game though, because it was the Chiefs
Yeah.
Dolphins on Peacock, they didn't know what to do during the commercial free fourth quarter.
No.
So they showed a lot of Taylor
I
Swift to
mean
pass the time.
they made everyone purchase the
I already
stream.
I already had Peacock.
There you go. I was not a Peacock user before then.
I mean,
Nor am I now, to be honest.
oh, I am. It's got The Office, Superfan. episodes.
That's good.
Have I
I'm not.
watched most of them? No, but
What's the Office Superfan
oh, it's
documentary?
Office Extended Edition.
Wow.
It's all your favorite episodes, just extended.
Wow.
They filmed a lot of stuff, that didn't make air at the time.
Didn't know that one.
Yeah, so that's a fun one. There's definitely some funny jokes that didn't make the cut,
I
some
don't
plot
think I
lines.
will be
Diving into the Office super fan.
no, I don't think I'll purchase Peacock, honestly. I mean, they're gonna have exclusive games next year, but I'll probably find someone's login or stream them or something.
Yep. Nah, I got Paramount Plus too in case they ever do a Paramount Plus exclusive game.
I mean, until Amazon or someone ultimately buys the Super Bowl, and then you have to have it. But
Yep, I have to have Amazon for Thursday Night Football.
well, Amazon's a little different because you get other things at least with the Prime membership, but
Yeah,
besides just a few shows, but like Peacock, that's why it's insane because it's like all you're getting is a few shows.
but you get some great shows.
Fair. If you're
Now,
not, if you're a big fan of The Office.
we had when early on in the show, like I think this is like maybe like our second, so we had Feldstein on. He went on this whole thing how like Amazon shouldn't have bought Thursday Night Football. It was an absolute waste of money. So they
I don't
paid too
know.
much for it. Wasn't worth it.
I bet someone has done the analysis on the return there.
They have a thing where like at the end of the day, even if it's a crappy game, which usually Thursday night games are, I'm still gonna watch.
Yeah, it's the only thing on TV.
It's not the only thing, but it's like the only thing I want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think like it's different than other nights. I mean, I guess Monday night, but I feel like Thursday's just like the start of the weekend. You get more, I bet more people watch Thursday night than Monday night football.
Probably, but like Monday Night Football is the Manning cast, which I do like the Manning cast.
Sure.
But like, yeah, Amazon may pay a lot more money than they should have, but like, it's gonna pay out just because there's people like me and you
Are you a
gonna watch.
Tony Romo fan?
Am I a Tony Romo fan as a player? Wasn't a diehard fan
In the booth.
in the booth. I don't mind him.
He's on the call for the
He's
Super
he's
Bowl.
no Greg Olson, but
No, poor Greg Olson's losing his job to Tom.
Greg Olson had my favorite line of the season actually, and
When
it was like week one, Packers Bears. He's on the call. It's like it's garbage time, and they're kind of talking about how like the Bears still like can't beat the Packers. They still can't
yeah,
win anything, and Greg Olson, the genius he is, like to establish a winning culture, you need to win games.
spot the
Hot,
lie.
hot take, Greg.
Spot the lie. No, I love Greg Olson.
I mean, I love Greg too. I just loved that line. He's like,
I think
"You gotta
Tony's
win."
a little corny these days. It's almost like he's not watching the game when some of his takes.
I
But
mean, it's his job to watch the game.
that's true. And I mean he questions things that are pretty clear to the naked eye a lot of times, which kind of bugs me, where he's like, I don't know. Again, with his classic, I don't know, Jim. But I
I mean, it's
not
gonna be Jim mostly talking.
I hope
Eh,
so. Jim might retire after this year, people are saying.
I mean, he's had a good career.
Had a great career. I mean, he'll keep doing the Masters probably. Keep doing some big golf tournaments and ride off into the sunset. I mean, football, the preparation that goes into it's got to be intense compared to some of these others. It's every
I mean,
week.
yeah, it's every week, and you're doing one game a week, but you put a lot of work into one game a week.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
and
Uh,
also like bigger audience, like a Wednesday night game of baseball in July. Most people aren't going to be listening to whoever's calling it.
yeah, exactly.
So, you can get away with saying some nonsense and people might not hear you.
Yeah, except social media changes the game a little bit,
It
but
did, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. It should be a good game. I'm excited to hear Jim on the call. Yeah.
Jim
Who do you
and
got?
Tony. Who do
Give
I
me this
have winning?
score prediction.
Score
Yeah,
prediction. I'm picking the Niners just because my roommate will murder me if I don't pick them.
fair.
He doesn't watch the show, by the way, so I can say whatever I want. He, he watched 5 minutes of one episode heard like 3 takes I'd already told him. He was like, he literally uses me as like a practice for what he's gonna say in the show. So literally this whole show is just him saying things I've already heard.
That's fair.
So I think, I'm gonna go 24-21. I think it's gonna be
Niners,
that kind of game.
I'll say Chiefs 27-21.
All right.
27 27 20 27-20.
Okay. I like it.
Feels right.
Feels right. I think a lot of the scoring is gonna come in like third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get amped up by the Usher concert.
Yeah.
I mean, have you never like got amped up when you just hear Usher shout, "Yeah, yeah, yeah"?
It's fair.
Go to war
But
for that song.
the only thing is there's cold legs coming out of the locker room.
If they're in Vegas, it'll be warm.
Yeah, but they're gonna just be sitting there for so long during the halftime show.
Yeah, that is the bummer. But sometimes, like as we saw in the documentary with Patrick Mahomes, like last year, the extended halftime really helped him out
That's true.
because he kind of like took his whole shoe off, was able to get a bunch of treatment in.
Yeah,
So sometimes for stuff like that, it helps.
very true.
And they're probably stretching.
I'm just hoping for no injuries.
No injuries. We don't want injuries. No blackouts.
No blackouts.
I don't know. I feel like someone on either team is going to have a really fun time in Vegas after me.
That is true. It's gonna be
Like
a great,
it's gonna
definitely
be
a great
weird, like
sandwich.
especially like all the fans of the winning team just going absolutely nuts. Like my team won and I'm in Vegas.
Yeah,
You ever
dangerous combination.
you ever been to Vegas?
I have. I was not a fan.
Were you
It's not.
21? Were you 21 when you went?
I was. It's just not
Not
my
not
cup
your
of tea.
not your vibe.
Not my cup of tea.
I've only been when I'm not 21.
Gotcha. Sounds
So
like a dystopian
it's a weird place.
adult Disneyland.
Yeah. I mean, I had a
I
good
don't know.
time when I was 20 in Vegas.
It's fair.
Me and my mom hit the slots. They didn't care. They didn't notice.
Yeah.
We won big.
Did you?
I mean, we won like $20 on one machine, and then I think we spent all that money on the buffet.
That's pretty big.
And I rode a New York roller coaster.
There you go.
Worth it, by the way, if you haven't done it.
I don't plan on being back there anytime soon, but one day maybe.
If the Patriots have made a Super Bowl, would you have gone?
Unfortunately, my financial situation does not permit that.
Yeah, it's a
But
pretty hefty ticket.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, one day, one day in my life I'll go.
I met a huge Lions fan the other day, actually, at work, and he was like saying, like, if Lions had won, I would have gone. I'm like, wait, actually, like, yeah, I would have gone. So my wife was kind of happy we didn't win because I would have dropped like $30,000
Yeah,
between
exactly.
tickets and getting to
Exactly.
Vegas.
I
It's
mean,
like,
it's insanely
it's like
expensive.
I've been waiting my whole life for this. There was no way I wouldn't have been there.
I mean, it's just very corporate. Like, it's just most of the seats are reserved for the sponsors and all that.
One day, though, it would be cool to go to see it one day.
Yeah, I have a friend that went and he said it's one of he was at he's a big Panthers fan. He went to the Panthers Broncos.
The one the Panthers didn't win because Cam Newton just
Yep.
decided, you know what? Someone else get the ball.
Yep, exactly.
Wait, also Panther fans exist,
Yeah, he's from Montana. So
and he chose the Carolina Panthers.
he was a big Cam Newton fan. So that's when
Fair
he
enough.
chose his allegiance. He was a big fan at Auburn and then stayed a Panthers fan. He's diehard. He's through thick and thin.
For thick and thin,
He
for
still
the good old
he
days.
still he still claims that Bryce Young's gonna be better than CJ Stroud.
That's a take.
It's a take.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
I agree.
I think the Panthers are the Panthers, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was great when Andy Dalton was on the Panthers. That brief and glorious time.
Yeah, I've watched my fair share of Panthers games, which is why I think I can confidently say CMC is the best player because even when he was on the Panthers, he was making plays that were insane. That should have been 2 yard losses, and he was making 7 yard runs with them.
Yep. And now we found a new home where he can actually win games.
And that's what I'll continue to do. I think. I mean, he's guaranteed a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think I would place a bet on that if I sports bet, which I don't.
It's probably it's probably minus a lot, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I probably won't do it. I kind of want to bet on a coin toss though.
Now you're talking.
Like, I mean, that's a bet. It's good odds.
You're better off just betting with your roommate on that.
Betting on the coin toss.
Because then you can get even odds rather than
Yeah, I
slight,
do like that.
slightly less than even.
Last year we had a buddy who like came to our Super Bowl party. He doesn't really watch football, and he's just like, I'm gonna put money on the Chiefs. Just
There you
watching a
go.
guy who knew nothing about football, but he's like, I have money in this game now. I like this.
I bet he was a happy guy.
Won like $40.
I'll take it.
Made it rain.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of gas money right there.
exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
Now, if I ever like win, like anytime I win anything, which speaking of which, congratulations on your fantasy football win, by the
Thank
way.
you. Thank you.
The four quarterback strategy really worked.
I mean, I played pretty much all of them, I think.
Yep, it worked.
And I bet better than that, I made it so other people didn't get quarterbacks. And I happen
Sure,
to have Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk.
you did have those guys.
Adam Thielen. I mean, I was a stacked team.
You had four quarterbacks.
There wasn't a doubt.
You saw a show, but your team was in it to win it, and lo and behold, you came through.
Check the tape.
Should
Not a
have.
single.
I should have won this year.
Guaranteed.
I know I didn't make the playoffs or anything.
I guarantee to win what I
Yeah, you
do.
did. You sure did.
It was time.
It was time for you to win. And also, I did convince the guy who gave you the trophy to put all that stuff in there
No, I
because
appreciate it.
that's a thing we used to do. Like when Felton sent me a trophy, he gave me some fun stuff.
Awesome.
But there
Nice.
was the giant Alvin and the Chipmunks poster
It's
where
good.
he like he had wrote on it, "Dear Freddie, congratulations on winning the league. Stay in school and you walnut fail."
There you
Love
go.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
I will make sure that I carry on that legacy next.
Or you just win again.
That's true. That would
It
save the shipping costs.
would save the shipping costs. You got to keep it.
Maybe I'll just win again.
I mean, it was a fixture in my apartment the year I won it.
It's right under, it's in my living room, right under the TV.
Yeah, you put it on the mantle. You got to own it.
So I can't, yeah, I can't show you it right now because it's in the
I,
living room.
I still think you got to do something cool with it. Like take it for like a day in Central Park.
It's heavy.
Yeah, just like do a horse-drawn carriage with a knight's helmet.
I mean, it's like 25
I
pounds.
know, but just like walk around wearing it and just like
Fair.
put it next to you on a horse carriage.
That would be fun.
Take it on the carousel.
Yeah, maybe. See.
Just like give it a real New York day. Go to Katz's Deli.
He threw it. I wish the thing went up. Like the mask doesn't go up.
It
That's the only
doesn't
problem.
because we bought it at a roller coaster gift shop. You get what you get
That
when you
is
buy a replica knight's helmet at a
a very
roller
good
coaster gift
counterpoint.
shop at
A very
Funtown
good
Splash.
counterpoint. Yeah,
US. That I wonder how that place is doing these days.
probably exactly the same.
It probably hasn't changed. The greatest amusement park in America, Funtown Splash Out USA.
It's a good one
We had some good times there.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd go back one day.
go back, do the Excalibur challenge,
Yeah, exactly.
which is very dangerous but also really fun.
Little Dragons Descent action.
Yep. Convince someone who hasn't ridden it to ride it.
Exactly. He who shall not be named.
I mean, I name him on the show because he doesn't watch it and he's our friend.
That's fair.
No, the people who watch the show just know so much about our friend Mizell, despite the fact that he's never gonna be on the show. He's
Why?
never watched the
You want to
show.
give him an invite?
I told him to watch the show, and he's always like, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks.
There's some good out. I've watched it my fair share.
I appreciate it. We love people watch the show in addition to my mom's friends.
My roommate actually showed him. He was watching. He was a big fan. He watched our last episode.
Love it. Love it. Love growing a fan base
Exactly. So continue to
because
go.
it's mostly my mom's friends who watch the show.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, it's mostly according to Spotify stats. I think I said last week it's mostly women.
It's pretty good.
YouTube doesn't break it down by gender, sadly.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun doing this. This is episode 17, which is wild.
Road to 100.
I mean, let's get to 25. If 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 I get to 25, like that's an accomplishment right there.
Hey, if you ever need more guests, I can ask my roommate.
I'm always looking for more guests. I'm always looking for more people.
He's a sports guy. I'm not sure what else is his defining features,
I mean,
but
we are sports podcasts.
exactly, he's Russian. I don't know if you
He's what? He's Russian.
Russian. I don't know if you have any Russian sports knowledge, but
There's Ovechkin.
there you go. And Vladimir Putin,
And
the best
also let's not forget
soccer player in the world.
we beat them in the Olympics at one time.
That's true.
Yeah, greatest game ever that I totally
Miracle on
watched because I was
Ice.
alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, Miracle on Ice. We beat the
love it.
Russians. We ended the Cold War right there.
Pretty much.
That's how it worked, right?
From my understanding.
Yeah. And we beat the Russians in Rocky 4.
That's also true.
Beat Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I will leave you with this. When I went to an Ole Miss game, they had a bus from like the parking lot to the stadium, and they were playing Rocky 4 to hype people up.
I bet it gets the crowd going.
I mean, it was definitely something
And maybe the Niners will come out to it when they're boombox this week.
coming out to living in America.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Well, all right. That is our show for this week. Sorry if the interview cut it out weirdly like that. We don't have the pro version of Zoom. So I was ready to say goodbye to Eli and it cut out before we could get it because we were just having so much fun. But that is our show. We will be back next week. We're gonna have more content in the future. We are going to do more fun stuff. I've got some ideas in the works, but for now, that's our show. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week. Big Fred, over and out.